footage from the Astrodome.
Of course it is.
As we like to do on this telecast. Why are we showing you Edgardo Alfonso of the New York Mets from 1999? Because it's one more thing. And he was the first guy to have a 3-homer game in this city. Then Aramis Ramirez and Sammy Sosa 2 years later, 2 legendary Cubs. Then it took 23 years to get 4 more guys to do it.
Yeah, that's wild. 20 years separate 3 home run days in Houston. Cole Keith, what a night.
What a list. Colt Keith, though, a late scratch in this game. Logan Reaver will have more. Questionable whether or not he's available. No IL stint at this point. But, I mean, if Andy's going to be so emotional about it, we got to show him one more time. Fromber and Hunter. Oh, my. Tigers baseball is presented by Figer Law. Game number 2 of a 3-game series here at Dyken Park. So runs typically around 9 and change. 12 last night. The home run number 3 per, 7 of them last night. And the strikeouts were astronomical. The first 11 outs of the game were strikeouts last night in a very high-scoring game for the returning A.J. Hinch.
Everybody knows the ball flies here, so you're trying to fill your basket up while you're in town. For the Tigers last night, you're either going to get him or you're not. Last night they got him. Let's see if they can get a little more slug today.
Yeah, why not get addicted to home runs?
I love home run addiction.
Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This is hard hit rate. The Tigers are actually 42% as a group. 4th in all of Major League Baseball. Riley Green 50%. Dylan Dingler has a truly absurd 63% hard hit rate. And then there's James Outman, who all he does is hit the ball hard when he hits the baseball in a Tiger uniform so far. Hunter Brown, Wayne State University.
Yeah, we highlighted his fastball curveball combo in the open. He's got elite stuff. He's coming back after injury. You never know exactly how that's going to play. You see the walk rate's a little high. I wouldn't be shocked if the Tigers try to fill him out a little bit after the first couple of bats, maybe be aggressive, either leadoff guy or second hitter. But they're probably going to want to go deeper in some of these at-bats, see what he's featuring today.
He made a handful of starts on rehab, 4 of them in the minors. 3 with Sugar Land, 1 with AA Corpus Christi. And off we go. Hunter Brown is back for the first time since March in an Astros uniform. His first pitch is on the money for a strike, as called by the crew chief, Adrian Johnson, to Kevin McGonigal, who was 2 for 3. That was cartoon box. Minute 1 of the telecast. Has a strike, but just barely. Same spot, or so. That one might have been outside.
Kev was thinking about challenging that, but look, he'd have been wrong. Okay, command might not be an issue today. Based on the first 2 pitches, you might want to be aggressive, but you can't be aggressive on either of those.
Yeah, what are you going to do with it? 0-2 coming. It's fouled away, back to the screen. From Brown to McGonigal. Hunter Brown, 6 years Kevin McGonigal's elder. Brown was originally a 5th-round pick of the Astros in 2019. He made his debut all the way back in 22. It was quite the storyline when the Tigers were here in the postseason in 2024. Hunter Brown being the local product who eventually pitched against the Tigers in that wild card round. He gives up a hit here. McGonigal has a single to right to open the ball game.
Nice job by McGonigal. Fell behind 0-2 very quickly on 2 pitches that were paint away. Fouls one off, goes down, gets the curveball. This is the first time he's seen this curveball. Good pitch recognition, as we normally see from McGonigal. Hits it in the hole.
Yeah, famously good pitch recognition now. As Dylan Dingler will bat from the 2 spot. He's been jumping all over the place, but has leaned toward the top of the card recently for A.J. Hinch. This to third base on a short hop. Delgado does get the out at second because of a total life raft from Jose Altuve.
Altuve saved that play.
He
Delgado's throw was behind the bag.
Yeah, I mean, he had to throw himself at this, Andy.
Yeah, he comes across the back because he's setting up for a double play. So he's trying to get himself, Altuve, in position to make the turn, and he throws it to his backhand side. What an effort by Altuve.
That could have been a total disaster. So here is Kerry Carpenter. First pitch to strike. He's canvassing the outside corner to left-handers with that fastball.
That's where he likes that side of the plate. He's similar to Jared Weaver. He throws across his body a ton, but still over the top. If you watch, he steps more towards third base to deliver the ball to home, which means that side of the plate he's got. That's like right in line with outside corner to lefties or inside corner to righties. It also helps with the effectiveness of the curveball coming out of that slot.
So would you move closer to the plate tonight if it were you?
If he keeps throwing it away, you might have to. If he's dotting, these guys don't like to move as much.
Fly ball, left field. Alvarez at the track, at the wall in front of the Angels Diamondbacks. Ball game. There's out number 2. Let's give you the defense for the Astros. Alvarez not DHing tonight. He'll play left. Matthews and Smith. Delgado, Pena, Altuve, and Paredes. And then Yainer Diaz off the injured list is back to catch his now upright and on the roster right-hander Hunter Brown. Yainer Diaz was dealing with an oblique issue. We on this telecast often deal with oblique issues. That's why Edgardo Alfonso ended up in One More Thing.
Yeah.
Pretty oblique reference. But that's the same type of thing Gleyber Torres had been dealing with. Gleyber did not go on the injured list today. He is on the active roster, but he's currently still being evaluated. You wouldn't expect to see him in the game tonight, but no IL stint as yet, in part because the Tigers have a 5-man bench.
Right. How you Lee's on the bench. Added the 5th person. And he can play second base. He can play the infield. But two of the most nagging injuries and the hardest ones to know, okay, am I ready or not? Obliques and hamstrings. Historically, it's like you can feel as good as you want. You think you're good. You think you're good to go. And that one little twinge and then sets you back.
2-1, Riley Green, cannon fire to right. That's a big hop off the wall around Cam Smith, who can really throw. Cut throw coming to play is right there. And that is all she wrote. Dylan Dingler dead to rights at the plate.
Ball was hit hard. You said it, Cam Smith's got a good arm, gets a good relay in, and dead to rights at the plate.
Liberty Mutual field coverage here. As Joey Carroll watches this play, what's he looking at, Andy?
He's watching the ball bounce up off the wall. You see it went high, and Cam Smith does a wonderful job of adjusting to that big hop. Because as soon as Joey saw it go up in the air, he thought, yeah, there's no way that Cam's going to get over there and be able to make the play as quickly as he did. So he's reading the hop off the wall.
It's short hop defense. It took a Super Bowl bounce.
Right.
But it kind of died in the air, and Cam Smith ran under it.
Yep. And a great athletic move by Cam Smith to adjust his body in motion and then make a throw with a basket catch to turn around to the infielder and put it on the money.
Now Framber Valdez against his former teammates. Our Wallside Windows starting pitcher for the Tigers. Games played as a teammate of Framber, which we'll show you in a moment. That was a tease. It was a tease of what we're going to show you when the lineup comes up, because it's a lot of guys who know him very well, to the tune of a 440 so far this year in year number 1 with the Tigers. One and one for Jeremy Pena. And Framber Valdez, again, signing at age 21 doesn't sound like it's all that late, but in prospect status, as a Latin-born player, 21 is pretty late.
Yeah, it is.
In the process.
When you see 16, 17, 18-year-olds are usually guys that are coming over to play.
And the Astros kind of took a flyer on him. They signed him for 10 grand. And he's turned out to be a tremendous asset in Astros colors and now as a Tiger as Pena strikes out and one down. So as we mentioned, and kind of flip to you a little bit just so you get a taste of it. Games played as a teammate of Framber Valdez. Great idea by our graphics crew. Yordan Alvarez, 677 games. Jose Altuve, 994. Yainer Diaz, his catcher for a bunch of those, 400 games as well. And then Delgado, who's like, who's this guy? That comes inside.
And hit off the knob.
Yeah, it was a foul ball. It's a foul ball. Adrian Johnson put his hands in the air. He stepped over Dylan Dingler. And Adrian says, give me a new baseball.
That was a super sinker there. That thing rode up and in. Oh, it was just a foul ball off the bat, but Dingler took the brunt of it off the lat. Leg. Oof.
Oh, doctor.
Those catchers are tough, man.
Then as he's dealing with the sting of that pain, Adrian Johnson tripped over him. I know the feeling. 0-1. Yordan Alvarez in the air for left field. Riley's underneath, and there are 2 away. Christian Walker will bat, but here's the Tigers defense presented by Marygrove Awnings.
Seeing left green, he just caught the baseball. Outman gets the start center. Winsell Perez moves to right. Colt Keith got scratched with some right wrist tightness. Kevin McGonigal at third. McKinstry, Lee, Torkelson, and Dingler behind the dish.
Framber will face Christian Walker. 2 out, and that defense behind him. You mentioned Colt Keith, a late scratch. We talked about it a bit in the open. It was that play that he made, we think, at third base late in the game. A fancy play, ranging toward foul territory. He took a tumble, and as he planted, it looked like maybe that was the cause of it, although he did homer after that.
Yeah, and as a player, sometimes stuff doesn't show up until the next day. Little inflammation sets in. You get to the field, the wrist isn't working the way you want it to. You think maybe I can get it loose if I start swinging, and if there's pain in that wrist, you want to be careful. You don't want to overdo it and be out for an extended period.
Yeah, no matter what your pain threshold is, overdoing it is never a good idea.
No, especially in the little joints like the wrist. That's a pretty important part of being able to hit baseballs, is using your wrist. Hands, wrist, that stuff's hard to be an effective hitter if those aren't functioning properly.
1-2. Chopper, Framber has it go over his head. The shortstop McKinstry, no dice.
That's a do-or-die play. It just snuck under his glove. Looked like he had a good read on it the whole way. Kind of a high, slow chopper. He adjusted his glove up at the last second to try to bring it. He knew it was going to have to be a quick throw, so watch as soon as it comes under. See how he snaps his glove up at the last second? He just mistimed it.
So the first ground ball back for Framber Valdez is a base hit. And now here's Isaac Paredes, who has the unenviable distinction of being plunked in 3 straight games. And 4 of 5. He's been hit by a pitch 11 times this year.
Yeah, because he crowds the plate. He likes to crowd the plate and try to pull the baseball. You see where that back foot is? His toe is on the line. You can see his load. He's about as close to the plate as any player in Major League Baseball.
He's entitled to the batter's box.
Doesn't mean that the pitcher's not entitled to throw it in. Yeah, look at that. His back right toe is literally on the line.
That's an expert at just towing right up to the line. Andy Dirks. That ball's whacked to left field. More pull side power for Paredes. Second and third for the Astros. Walker could only get to third.
That's knowing the ballpark. McKinstry goes out to help Riley Green out. That ball was smoked to left field. You see how he steps in the bucket to pull the baseball. So he crowds the plate, steps in the bucket, hooks it over to left field. Riley Green tried to play the ball off the wall, but the hop, it took a weird hop off of one of those little numbers out there. Zach McKinstry was backing him up.
Yeah, you can't wager on those angles. You cannot know how it's going to bounce off there.
Yep.
Now here is a thinking man's matchup. Jose Altuve, hyper-aggressive, former teammate of Framber Valdez, and a first pitch Altuve believed he was going to get a ball. He did on a changeup. Fascinating. Nearly 1,000 games together in an Astros uniform, and a huge spot, a pivot point in this game early. Altuve hits it in the air for right field. Wencel Perez started back. Now he trots in and hops to make the catch. And that's that for the Astros against their former compatriot Framber Valdez. Stream Tigers baseball all summer long for just $19.99 a month on Detroit Sportsnet, presented by Bet365. Subject to national exclusivities, terms and conditions apply. Don't miss a minute of the action and subscribe by visiting Tigers.com/Detroit Sportsnet. Tigers.com/Detroit Sportsnet. And if Detroit Sportsnet were around when Hunter Brown was a kid, he'd be a subscriber. He grew up a fan of Justin Verlander. He grew up playing at Wayne State, just a couple miles from Comerica Park. He is a Detroit guy through and through. St. Clair Shores originally, one of about 10 draft picks all time from Wayne State into Major League Baseball. He threw well against the Tigers in the postseason in 2024, 5 2/3, 1 earned run. And it was such a weird experience. You grow up loving a team, and then suddenly you're trying to keep them out of the next round after 10 years of a playoff drought.
He had a well of a year last year, too.
The question is, for Hunter Brown, who's just coming off the injured list with a shoulder issue, will he be on a pitch count?
You would imagine they'll keep him 80-ish pitches. He had 4 starts in the minor leagues before coming back, so he's extended some.
But when you're a competitive guy and you want to just do your job, you don't want to hear about a pitch count.
No. You definitely don't want to hear about a pitch count. You want to get the ball and go out there and be able to do the things that you know you can do, whatever that is.
Yeah, you're sure of it in whatever job you do. It's fouled away left side by Torque, who had one of those home runs last night, his 12th home run of the year for Spencer Torkelson. We've seen the 31 number for Torque in his career twice now, last year in 2023 in the home run department. And he takes ball 4.
This is what the Tigers want to do to Hunter Brown. If you can make him work, get the pitch count up a little bit, draw a few walks, just get a couple hits, you can do some damage. But anytime a guy's coming back and is a velocity guy, a little susceptible to the walk anyway, put a little game pressure on him. They did it in the first, and now they start the second off doing the same thing. Lots of runners on base.
They weren't long outings in the minors in rehab. You never see somebody go down to AAA or AA and throw 6.
No. They're just getting work in, throwing their different pitch types. The adrenaline's higher when you step on a big league mound, for sure.
1-0 is upstairs, 2-0. You know, when you're in the minors, though, as a hitter, sometimes you'll get 3 at-bats in a game.
Yeah.
4 at-bats in a game. The pitchers, they're basically down there to throw a couple innings, then buy the team a really nice food spread.
Yeah, get some lobster tail and some ribeyes. If you're real lucky, you get like AirPods or something now.
Really?
Yeah, I think Scherzer bought some guys headphones for the clubhouse.
That's on the ground to shortstop. Pena ranges over, and he's only going to have one. Altuve had a long way to go to get to second base out of their defensive positioning, and so Torque beat him to the bag. So one away.
That's it. They were shifted enough they couldn't get the lead runner. It's not traditional double play depth. See where Altuve is. He's way over in the hole. And Pena thought better of it than to try to catch him on the run to beat Torque.
That was the right play.
Yeah, you got to take it out, but it puts runner in scoring position.
For Zach McKinstry, fouled away. But that is, as we're talking about the minors, that does happen, right? The veteran goes down. He's expected to.
Yeah, you buy a nice spread.
What we should do is when you have a head cold or Dan Dickerson's got allergies right now, whatever it might be, should go down to AAA, AA maybe, do an inning or two.
And
then buy something nice for the announcers down there. It's a tapper back to Brown. He races forward to glove it. Good form to throw out McKinstry. Torque gets to third, 2 away.
But for announcers like you, the spread would be like mac and cheese and what, maybe a cheeseburger at best. That'd be the most adventurous thing on the menu.
Don't know if I need that in my life. Tarek Skubal did say that he was going to do something nice for the folks at
yeah, they
West
usually hook it
Michigan.
up. Well, most of us, pretty much everybody spent some time in the minor leagues. They know.
Here's Hao Yu Lee to shortstop. Pena gets eaten alive, and the Tigers have the lead. That thing was chasing Jeremy Pena, and Hao Yu Lee has a 1-0 Tigers advantage.
Not messing around, just get right in there. Sees the big breaking ball, hits it hard at short, and you see the hop. Kind of an in-between top spinning hop. Pena tried to just glove it out of self-defense. Hao Yu Lee hit the ball well last night, got a few knocks. Starts off here with a little single and an RBI.
There's James Outman. You're not wrong, actually. I'm going to rescind. It would be mac and cheese and like cheeseburgers and flavored lemonade for everybody.
Yeah, no, sometimes, you know, honesty doesn't always get the best reaction.
Why did he bring everybody a crossword puzzle book?
Yeah,
He seems
you would
fun at
enjoy
parties.
that. Yeah, you would really love that.
Lee at first. Outman the batter. Ball and a strike to James Outman, who had the home run in his first game as a Tiger in Cleveland. He and Zach Short are kind of living parallel lives. The DFA life. Zach Short was just claimed by the Mets yesterday, the former Astro and Tiger. There goes Lee. Throw down to second base is a dagger. Yainer Diaz uncorks a laser.
Hao Yu Lee had a decent jump on this pitch. Pretty fast, but nice job by Yainer Diaz. Throws a bullet.
Framber Valdez making his return here to Houston, where he was for 8 seasons, like you guys mentioned before, winning that World Series in 2022. Went out with a number of the Dominican players for dinner on Sunday night when we got in here, reminiscing on the good old days, including that World Series title. And for Framber, he said he was excited, but obviously nervous for the start. Happy to be back in the place that Jason, kind of like you talked about, you know, it's where he grew up as a player, allowed him to become a man. And so many people have come up to him even outside of the stadiums, just appreciating what he did for this organization during that time. And then he was also really honest just even about this offseason, that he didn't get contacted by the Astros at all. He would have loved for his team of 8 years, you know, to reach out, but he understands the business of it all. There's no hard feelings that go into that, and he loves being in Detroit now. But even during that tribute video yesterday, you know, getting a front row seat to it, he was on, you know, the ledge of the dugout the entire time for those 2 minutes, and just to see the grin ear to ear. And you know, Framber, he's a really stoic guy, and it felt like that was one of the times that he allowed himself to get nostalgic, emotional about this also. It's clear how much it means to be back in this building.
Yeah, he lived an entire major league life in that uniform. And when you know those teammates, and also you've had grand success, 2 All-Star games, 2022, as you mentioned, the World Series title, but also becoming the pitcher that he is. His first year, his official rookie year of 26 appearances in 2019, he had a 5.86 ERA. And he's grown into the type of guy you'd call an ace of a staff. For an under 3.50 ERA in his major league career, although he starts his former catcher, Yainer Diaz, with a walk.
You know, he's pitching with a little extra emotion today, and you got to settle in and get back to that comfortable feeling where you feel confident, you're excited, you're confident, but not anxious.
It's a hard needle to thread. I mean, we've heard people talk about being in a ballpark for the first time that they grew up going to, even as a coach, manager, whatever, and your hand kind of shakes a little bit because it's a different human experience. But that changeup is a twister.
It's a good pitch when you got an upper 90s fastball. Mid to upper 90s, so the changeup at 89. You know he's trying to pull the ball.
It's, you know, it's an odd thing as well, Andy, to have been here for 8 years and face your former team. This is the last 5 instances on the road. Your first start against your former team of 8+ seasons. Jacob deGrom against the Mets, among others. Julio Teheran, Corey Kluber, Chris Archer as well, after all of his time with the Tampa Bay Rays. It's a 7.99 ERA in the last 5 instances that's happened. It seems like one of those stats from Major League that you go, okay, and on a Tuesday, but there's actually something in that. You know,
for sure.
When you've spent a life, a Major League, more than average service time experience in a uniform, and then you go to that ballpark, there are nerves.
You ever want to do so well, it makes it very hard to do well. Like what you want to happen is overwhelming. Like, I want to win this World Series game, whatever it is. Like, you make a bigger deal out of it in your head. The bigger deal it is in your head, the harder it is to go out and perform. You want to be in your routine.
3-2, shot to right field. Perez is back. He's at the track, and he makes the catch. Smith gave it a long adventure, but Perez puts it away.
There's a difference between extra adrenaline and not going into your routine, being prepared the way you would normally go out for an outing. If anybody knows a ball player, whether he's a pitcher, a position player, whoever, they all have a routine. They like to keep that routine. One of the issues that some guys have in the postseason is it changes your routine based on game times, based on how much media is there and all the different conversations that need to be had in the clubhouse. Fromber comes here, there was 500 media members, it looked like, out to greet him. For good reason, but it also, you know, puts a whole different element on what Fromber would normally be doing in a day.
Yeah, as he gets the benefit of the strike there, you have to have your non-negotiables. What you demand of yourself on a start day has got to be the same as the 0-1. Is a chopper to shortstop. McKinstry on the charge. He'll underhand it. Lee won't even turn it. And 2 out here in the second. Fromber gets these ground balls that aren't double play worthy because they're so slowly hit and they're so mountainous.
Yeah, whenever you see the launch angle on them well into the negatives, you go, okay, that ball's not going to go far. If it doesn't hit grass first, it hits the dirt around home plate before it gets to the infielder. It means they barely hit it.
That's what happened to Matthews. He's at first, where he's 2 for 6 in stolen bases, as Delgado, who is the rare guy in this lineup who hasn't been a teammate of Fromber Valdez. He was originally a 6th-round pick of Cleveland in 2018. He just made his major league debut this year, this week. Tip foul. It's a ball and a strike on Delgado.
Farmer's doing a nice job keeping the ball down so far. Against a team that likes to hit the ball in the air, it's important, if you're a sinker baller, to try to continue to not let them elevate the baseball. When a team's built for slug, they're going to try to drive it out of the ballpark on you.
Chopper to first base. Nobody home there. Torque has to reach out, and he does make the play. No chance to throw it behind, so freeze tag ensues. If the Tigers score 3 or more runs in this here game, you can visit a participating Arby's location tomorrow and receive a free small order of curly fries. First one to James Outman, who was left at the altar when Hao-Yu Lee was caught stealing to end the top of the 2nd inning. So Outman had to give back his 1-1 count to see if he can get another 1-1 count right here. Nope, 2-0. He's in a better place.
Yep, I would swap those at bats. Unless Hao-Yu Lee makes the 2nd, obviously. You'd rather hit with a runner in scoring position.
Two and 0 is a fastball in there for a strike, but when Lee tried to steal that base, we were talking about Zach Short and just the life you live when you're designated for assignment, waiver claim, etc. Zach Short had done that twice as a Tiger this year. He did it with the Astros last year, had a walk-off hit for Houston in some short time, but you just kind of can't plan your life.
No consistency. We talked in the last half about how baseball players thrive on consistent environments. It is a tough gig for guys to jump around, move around. And they usually have a specific skill set that teams are after them, and that's why they acquire them. Defense, something along those lines. Base running, maybe a combination of the two.
There's always somebody out there on the market that can fit the need you have in the moment. That doesn't guarantee longevity, though.
No.
And it tends to happen in such a way that once you are designated one time, players start to see you, teams start to see you as a player who can fill that need for them as well.
Right.
So the Mets needed an infielder who can play defense as an asset. There you go.
Yeah.
Zach Short goes home. He's from New York. He stayed in his own house when the Tigers went to play the Mets last month. You get typecast in a good way, I guess you could say.
Sure. And there's not a player that would say, you know what, I don't want to be on the big league roster. Depending on their situation. Guys want reps, they want service time.
Pop up third base, Delgado makes the catch, and we get a message from Tiger Law.
If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, make Tiger Law your first call. Tiger Law. All we do is win. All we do is win.
With Logan Reaver downstairs, Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti, Danny Blunt, Andrew Blaustein, everybody downstairs inside our homey and cozy television truck here in Houston. We're glad to have you here on Detroit Sportsnet for Tigers baseball once again as the Tigers try to win this series tonight before a 1:10 start time tomorrow, with Casey Mize coming off the injured list in that game. We'll see who is IL'd or taken off the roster or whatever it might be for Casey Mize. You know, we'll see if it would be Gleyber Torres. They're still evaluating him. That's the question that's in play. Tomorrow's probables presented by Bet365. Peter Lambert for the Astros against Casey Mize, who's had a marvelous season.
Yeah. No, when he went down, it was a big blow. earlier in the year, and then he had to take another quick trip on it. Nasty sinker.
That sinker was a landmine.
Yeah, this is tough. Right-handed at bat against Hunter Brown. The way it comes across his body, he throws on that same plane. You expect that ball to come back a little bit, but because it's a sinker, it just stays put.
And then he goes sinker to curveball, and it's a nice combo to get the strikeout of Dylan Dingler. But the Tigers will carry a 1-0 lead into the home third here in Texas.
Time for today's mobile performances. Framber Valdez and keeping the ball at the bottom rail. Down in the zone against a team that wants to elevate. Hit your spots at the bottom. It's going to help with that sinker, help with that changeup to get soft contact and swing and miss. So far today, he's done just that.
StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, has more for you. Framber and his pitch location so far in the game. That's 13 out of the zone down. 18 of the 31. 19 if you include the one in the top right, which why wouldn't you? I just didn't see it at first. 19 of 31 out of the strike zone. A lot of sinkers. Oh, that's a cold strike. Yay, yay, yay.
Take that.
Even our scorebug said ball one. Yeah. Our scorebug's like, no way that's a strike, guys. But he'll take it.
Bill sat next to us. He jumped back in surprise. He goes, what?
One of the best stat guys we have.
For sure. I've learned more about the history of the game sat next to him than I have against many.
It's not even close. 1-1 is downstairs. I'm glad you detailed his pitches down, though, because all three in this sequence have been down. He got a strike called on one of them. Now that ball is laced into left by Pena, a little more elevated, and Jeremy Pena will take 2 bases out of it.
A change-up that just stayed up a little bit. It was also more middle in. Where the change-up, whenever the location's on the inside part of the plate, a guy doesn't run out of bat. If it's away and he's out in front, it's harder to set back on. If it's in, you can take your same swing as you would with a fastball away, and you're going to hit that pitch down the line.
But that is the margin in Major League Baseball, right? He throws all those pitches early on that are below the zone. He did give up a couple of hits, but no runs. And now Pena on an elevated changeup, and that was scorched by Alvarez over Lee at second base. But Pena had to hold up. He thought Lee might catch it. So the Astros have not scored yet. It's first and third.
Yeah, it was a pitch up, a little sinker up and in on the hands. But when a guy's as strong as Alvarez, he can still get it out to the outfield in a hurry. Freeze on the line drive, especially behind you. Pena checked up on it. How strong is Alvarez?
You can't.
I mean, that ball was in on him. That ball got in on him, and it was still hit pretty hard. Normal human, that ball is caught by the second baseman, a little weak line drive.
Instead, it continues his on-base streak to 23 games, and now Walker, who hits the ball on the ground as much as anybody in this order, with the exception of Diaz. Altuve is in the same range, but Walker will give you a ground ball.
Yeah.
He's back to his old tricks with the curveball. I mean, last night, Walker versus Drew Anderson, he just put his brain in a blender and hit puree for a while.
Yeah, it's anytime he was looking for a fastball, he felt like it was a curveball. Similar situation there, 1-0. He's trying to drive a baseball on the pull side up in the air.
Now, he did turn one of those tough sequences into a walk. He came back in a count. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. But that's why he was so confounded. The pitches he's seen looks like an 8-year-old's art project.
Yeah, it does. They're all over. That's as scatter shot as you'll see.
Yeah, put a little red up here for the sky. 1-2. That is clipped into the glove. Strike 3. Dingler held on, and Walker's out. That's hard to do.
Dingler trapped that one.
Let's see. Walker thought it hit the ground. Joe Espada is out of the dugout.
I think Dingler got his glove under it. Dingler's like, no, my glove was under it. What are you guys talking about? Come on. He said, no way. He said, there's no way.
All 4 umpires will talk it over.
Yeah, he's out. They said, no, that ball didn't hit the ground.
Good try, though.
Yeah, well, might as well try. Didn't cost him anything.
Now we'll see. Oh,
see? That didn't even. Yeah. What a sell by Dingler. Nice job there. But his glove was already turned over because he was going to block the baseball. That's why it was really hard to tell. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you sell it.
1 down. Dylan Finagler. Strike 1.
It just happened to work out because he turned his glove over to block it. And that's why it was tough to tell from any of the umpire locations.
Tell you what, Dylan might need to get a midi for the acting job. No way, he said.
He had his hands up. He's like, what are you talking about? It's not even close.
Caught it clean. 0-1 to Paredes, who smashed the ball to left last time, and now Fromber stays away from him for strike 2. A well-placed changeup.
That'll put him in the pole position here after a nice curveball down, goes changeup away. You know he wants more swing and miss. Curveball's been a good swing and miss pitch for him.
That was his bread and butter when he was here in Houston. 0-2, swing and a miss on a sinker, a turbo sinker, strike 3.
He just puts a little extra sauce on that one. I thought that was a changeup or something coming out, like the way it moved and how far Paredes was out in front of it. Oh, but the movement on that pitch late. That thing didn't start moving until it was over halfway to home, and then it dropped.
That's one of those pitches you just start throwing garlic at it.
Yeah,
away.
Get out of here. Get away from me.
So Altuve took a first pitch changeup last time and then swung at the second pitch and flied out to right. I'd imagine he's more aggressive here, just knowing Altuve, but Fromber knows that as well. And he braced for impact on a sinker, ball 1.
You can see where Fromber's trying to work. Keep everything down. Working spots. Trying to get a little chase against aggressive hitters.
Foul ball, 1-1 on Altuve, who's 36 years old now. Still 7 home runs this year. Slugging's down in the 400 range. He's also not played in nearly every game. Spent some time on the IL. 52 now of the 75 games for the Astros. This to third base. McGonigal on the charge across the diamond for the final out. Fromber Valdez works his way through traffic. And it is a nominee for the Metro Detroit Ram Dealers Midi Awards. It's a nighttime Emmy for the acting job for Dylan Dingler, helping Fromber work his way through a nasty snarl in the third. On the Bet365 scoreboard, top of the 4th inning, and a casual 1-0 Tigers lead over the Astros, trying to win back-to-back games after losing a pair in Cleveland. There's strike 1 to Kerry Carpenter to open the 4th.
Looked like Kerry was trying to work the ball away from him, hit it the other way in batting practice. I'd imagine that's because Hunter Brown throws the ball away to lefties so much.
You're like our batting practice spy on this trip.
Yeah, no, I've been up in the booth. Spent a little more time in the booth than usual.
Well, I like it. You called McGonigal's home run 2 pitches ahead of time, and if Carey hits an opposite field home run, we're gonna
give me a midi.
Have an investigation. No, 1-1. 2 balls and a strike on Kerry Carpenter.
You can learn stuff by watching. That's what you do. You observe, take in data, say, that's interesting.
Is that how that works? 2-1. It is a curveball and a swing and a miss, and that's that curveball he's been known for.
It's got late break on it for as slow as it is. Usually a pitch that's in the low 80s you can see a little bit sooner, but his got the same arm speed. Late life. I wanted to backdoor him. You'd imagine a fastball away is probably the pitch. With nobody on.
Can he get that curveball inside to him? To the back shoe would be the question.
Well, we thought about it. Left it out though. Carries out in front of it.
So that curveball, a couple of appearances already this year only, is the knuckle curve results so far this season. He's only allowed coming into tonight the 1 hit.
You see that location all down.
But tonight, all 3 hits have been on that curveball, so they've tripled and then some the hit total against him as Carpenter takes strike 3 with a fastball that you foretold a pitch previously.
Come after with it. He was out in front of the breaking ball and he kept throwing them to him, but this one here is a nice fastball on the inside rail, which he hasn't shown to carry yet. Locks him up. If you're looking for something soft or something away, sometimes they sneak one by you. Well executed pitch.
And now back to the start of the typical left-hander's sequence with a fastball away, and Chevy's strongest player is Hunter Brown. This is his major league ranks. You mentioned he was in the top 3 in the Cy Young Award voting last year. Opponent slug, that's a tiny number.
Yeah, no, he's been tough. He's got a good fastball. Anytime a guy can throw both varieties of the fastball and hit locations, you see how he's just nibbled the outside edge and then at times thrown it on the inside edge to the lefties too. Works it in, works it away.
By voting last year, the top 3 pitchers in the American League were Tarek Skubal, Garrett Crochet, Hunter Brown. Only Skubal and Crochet got first place votes, but Hunter Brown, according to wins above replacement, was in that very same conversation, about a 6-win player for the Astros that they've been missing for the bulk of this season.
Yeah, it's been tough for the Astros with some injuries in the starting rotation. But they love seeing one of their guys back. He is their guy right now. Ace of the staff.
Three and 1 to Riley Green. Danger time for Brown. And Riley wanted to power that thing out of here. 3-2.
But that's when you got elite stuff and you throw across your body like he does, even in a 3-1 count, one of the best hitters in all baseball, he gets him to swing through the 3-1 fastball.
Now the world's his oyster on 3-2. Riley catapults it foul.
But that's what you see out of all the elite pitchers in the game now. If they're going to be one of the elite ones, they have swing and miss stuff in the strike zone. They can, even if they fall behind in a count, here's the fastball, still get swing and miss on it.
Jacob Mizorowski, Paul Skeens, young pitchers with great lively fastballs. We know about Tarek Skubal. 3-2 from Brown. That's in the air, shallow center field. Matthews on the run, and he is there to collect the second out of the 4th inning. So Spencer Torkelson, coming into this series, was 3rd in Major League Baseball in pitches per plate appearance, and he just added on yesterday. He's still 3rd. Isaac Paredes sees the most before he gets plunked. Then Murakami, and then Torque at 4.35. So we wandered up to Torque in the clubhouse yesterday and said, well, you were watching batting practice with your eagle eyes. and said to Torque, hey, did you know you're top 3 in baseball in pitches per plate appearance? He goes, I feel like somebody tells me that every year.
Oh, really?
I was like, well, it's real.
Yeah.
It's true. And he's like, making them work.
Yeah.
Grinding at bats. And he saw 7 pitches in that first trip to the plate.
He's done a good job trying to manage the strike zone. Torkelson knows to be successful, he has to swing at strikes. He tries to zone it up about as much as anybody on the squad. Get a pitch he really likes to hit and that he thinks he can handle.
It's a looping liner to shortstop, and Pena to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Hunter Brown. On the Bet365 scoreboard, it is 1-0 Tigers over the Astros in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Framber Valdez, who back on August the 1st, 2023, became the first left-handed starter in Astros history to throw a no-hitter. It was the 16th no-hitter in Astros history. And you think of some of the left-handed pitchers who came through here, like Mike Hampton. He had a challenge here. Maybe as challenge powered by T-Mobile. Yainer Diaz is hopeful it's a ball. It is not.
Call is confirmed.
It's a strike.
Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
Houston will have 1 challenge left. But Framber Valdez, it was a big day in Astros history because Framber throws that no-hitter. He's the first lefty to throw a no-hitter in an Astros uniform. And it was the same day that Justin Verlander and him returning here was being processed by the fan base. It was right around the trade deadline. And the Mets divested themselves of a bunch of pitchers at the deadline. JV was one of them. And so the buzz around this team at that time at 23 was already enormous. And Framber comes out and throws a no-hitter against Cleveland. But for 1 walk, it would have been a perfect game.
He's got that kind of stuff. When you can command the ground game by getting guys to hit it on the ground, go deep into games, keep your pitch count low.
Top to shortstop, McKinstry on the charge, and there's 1 away. And good news after this message from our Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Now during employee pricing for everyone, get $10,002 in savings on the 2026 F-150 XLT 4x4. See your Southeast Michigan Ford dealer today.
The good news is Justin Verlander is now attached at the hip of Framber Valdez in news again.
In what way?
Well, thank you for asking. I thought you never would. A.J. Hinch just kind of slid it in his conversation with the media today that Justin Verlander is going to start Sunday at Comerica Park against the White Sox.
That's not just good news. That's great news.
Yeah, it is. So after 2 months plus on the injured list after that 1 start in Arizona, Justin Verlander, who was supposed to throw the first Sunday of the season at Comerica Park, will now throw this coming Sunday against the White Sox, barring something outrageous happening. But
yeah,
that is the plan for JV to throw on Sunday against the White Sox, finally back.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting for the city, for the fans. I know everybody's been patiently waiting for the return of Verlander. He did so many special things in a Tigers uniform. The fan base, some of the best memories that Tigers fans have is when JV was pitching. It's going to be a warm embrace.
Oh,
it's going to be electric.
It's going to be wired. 2-2 for Cam Smith, and he ends up taking that one, go around him. It looked like it might clip him. Instead, it went around him. And it's 3-2. Where'd this ball even go? Kicked off a dingler is what it was. And a 3-2 changeup sinks his boat. 4 strikeouts for Framber tonight.
A lot of swing and miss so far for Framber. You see the location, down away, dotted perfectly. He knew it when he let it go. It's like when a 3-point shooter's in a rhythm. They just, as soon as they let it go, they just start running back on defense. They know the result.
All you need is a good pass into the shooting pocket, and that thing's going up. Cold strike. The Astros only have that one challenge left, and a couple of times they've been tentative on a possible challenge. It has been something of an expansive strike zone from Adrian Johnson so far tonight. 0-2.
Matthews feeling a little frustrated. Walk up to the plate, and you're 0-2. One on the outside corner, one on the inside corner.
See what he gets here on 0-2. He gets to dance.
Try to get that back foot breaking ball in there. The changeup and the breaking ball have both been good today. Got swing and miss on sinkers, changeups, breaking balls. This is where, as a hitter, you just have no clue what's coming. He mixes in a four-seam up.
Just for fun.
Yeah. Okay, it's going to be one of the three for sure. Nope. He threw a few more four seams in his last outing.
So that's number 20 of his season. 24 seam fastballs. Cold strike 3. Top of the zone or thereabouts. Matthews is down.
Fromber feeling it right now. Filling the zone up with all sorts of stuff. Fastballs up, away, down. Got it. Your Tigers have a 10-day homestand starting Friday, June 19th, all the way through June 28th. Soak up the sun and watch your Tigers take on the White Sox, Yankees, and Astros. Visit tigers.com/tickets to get yours today.
Who's there?
There'll be Astros, Yankees, and White Sox will be there. Not all at the same time. So there's usually a few games here, then a few games with the next team and the next team.
When had Cleveland played a home game against two separate teams the one day? Because they had to squeeze a game in at the end of the season.
That might have been right.
I want to say,
yeah,
two AL Central teams.
Right.
Cleveland played like a day game against one team and then a night game against the other team. Something like that. I don't know. Hashtag is this true? 2 balls and a strike on Wencel Perez. We've gotten 3-0, I should say. We have gotten our money's worth from this pitcher's duel so far. It's 1-0. There's been some base runners, but the traffic has calmed down as the night has worn on. That's ball 4. It's a leadoff walk, and we will spin the wheel and see who is anointed today as Tiger of the day. There are the trumpets. It's Ozzie Alvarez. 2 major league seasons, 8 games with the Tigers in 1959. He's the first Cuban-born player in Tigers history. A Latin American scout for the Pirates, the Diamondbacks, and a minor league leader in stolen bases twice. Did you ever lead the minors in stolen bases?
I did not.
Did you ever lead the minors in stolen anything?
Maybe cheese poofs out of our clubhouse. I lived on those things in AA.
Take a big old handful.
Oh yeah.
Grimy fingers.
Put them in my pocket for the trip home.
What are you, Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah.
You got tater tots in one pocket and cheese poofs in the other.
That's it. Tina. Yeah, Tina. The Guardians, September 25th, 2000 was when that happened. You referenced the game where they played 2 different teams on the same day. They defeated the White Sox 9-2 in game 1, and in the evening they lost to Minnesota 4-3.
I thought that did happen. Yeah,
in 2000.
But they had to sneak in a game late. So it was that homestand read that you did, but it actually happened. The 2 separate teams were in for a homestand. Zemak on 1-0 takes a strike in the neighborhood, 1-1. Might have been worth the challenge.
Both pitchers' balls are moving so much. I think the hitters are having a tough time discerning, did it come back all the way or not?
Two and one. Good firm strike on a fastball, 2-2.
You see where he goes when he wants to strike.
Away fastball, left-hander.
That fastball away to the lefty. He's got that pattern synced.
Oh, that was a bullseye. He locked up Z-Mac. 4 strikeouts for Brown.
He loves to go away, then come back towards the inside part of the plate. That's bottom rail. But that shows you the elite level of this fastball. How it comes out of his hand. I mean, he is literally like a hard-throwing Jared Weaver. You know, Jared Weaver was like low 90s, high 80s. And he was tough to hit. This is 96 like that.
We're going to get a challenge by Hao Lee. It's an ABS challenge presented by Figer Law. Looked like it might have been low. We'll see. Hao Lee is right. It's a ball.
Call is overturned. Detroit continues with 2 challenges.
So it's Peanuts night here at the ballpark. So they played the theme to Charlie Brown and Snoopy, and they have all these jerseys that they gave away to the fans. They're Charlie Brown shirt jerseys. They have that, you know, sort of ridged pattern at the bottom of the shirt. And it is very fitting that a guy with the last name Brown would be pitching on Peanuts night. And that challenge kind of felt a little bit like Lucy taking the football away.
Yeah.
Right? You think you have a strike.
Think you got it. Nope. Pull it away, and then you go flying through the air and land flat on your back.
That fastball is anything but hard luck.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch. I mean, most of the best in the league, they got elite fastballs. You're seeing it tonight. Hard to time up, get swing and miss on it.
1-2. It's a lively fastball. Watching it real time, I don't know if the monitor does it justice. Watching it home does it justice, but that thing jumps out of his hand to me.
It's coming in hot. It's that crossfire delivery, and then he brings it over the top. I just don't think it's easy to see out of hand even.
Really?
He hides it pretty well behind his body. But then all of a sudden, he whips his body around, and here comes that arm.
Here it comes. And he breaks the bat to get a ground ball to short. That's Pena the feed, and some tough tangling for Altuve, trying to step through what eventually became one of those basic training tire mazes at second with high knees for round number 2, and that's it.
Fastball in, breaks his bat. Ball's hit too soft, and the feed was too low to turn the double play. Altuve's been pretty good around the bag today. He saved a potential issue earlier in the game by backhanding a tough feed.
That was on batter number 2 of the game on a dingler ground ball.
That could have ended up being second, third, nobody out to start the ball game. Instead, he got the lead runner at second. And you see Hunter Brown gave up some hits on the curveball early. He's like, nope. Fastballs for days lately.
Until then.
Yeah.
Just when you think it's safe. It's number 75 coming from Hunter Brown tonight. Testing the edge, and no challenge coming. He thought he had a strike. He didn't challenge, and it looked like he wanted Diaz to challenge there, but that was not a strike.
No. That's why I don't think it's good for pitchers to challenge as much. They get a little more emotional. They're competitive. They're locked in the zone. They want the pitch. Emotionally attached to it.
Back to the changeup.
But this goes into play. How many pitches are they going to let Hunter Brown go? You see the usage. Lots of fastballs, curveballs. A few changeups sprinkled in.
Looks like he's trying to listen to our graphic. Well, you say 65% fastball. 1-2. Might as well keep going with the trend. He strikes out Outman. 5 strikeouts for Brown.
His fastball's electric tonight. Our next giveaway of the season is this Saturday when the Tigers take on the Chicago White Sox. One of the first through the gates, and you'll receive a Detroit Stars inspired windbreaker presented by Comerica Bank. Visit tigers.com/giveaways to learn more.
What a matchup tonight. Framber Valdez, Hunter Brown, and there is a bunt that is going to roll and be picked up foul. It's a strike. Dylan Dingler disposes of the baseball, and that's all.
See, he tries to go to the first base side. Ball had enough spin on it. Hits a little bump to go foul. Dingler patiently waits for it. That takes a little discernment and staying calm and cool in situations when you jump out from behind home plate, because you don't get long to decide. You got to make that decision pretty quick, is if you're going to throw it down to first or if you're going to leave it.
Look at the ridge that thing hit earlier, though. That thing bounced pretty high in the air. It looked like it was going to hold the line, but
yeah, that little clump of dirt right there. Yeah. That's what it hit.
How high a ridge, I could not tell. Strike 1 to Delgado, and he grounds that to first. Torque pounces on it, underhands it, safe. Framber leaped into place, but couldn't get the foot down in time. He never secured the ball because Delgado was busting it out of the box.
Delgado got down that line quick. It was hit hard off the bat. Torque does a great job of keeping this from being a double, then attempts to get the out, and it was going to be bang bang at first base. But you see Framber hesitated for just that half a second, and when you got a speedy runner who's getting down the line, that little hesitation makes the play at first get jammed up because Torque had to wait on him.
Jeremy Pena with a huge right side open on the infield. He'll hit it to the left side, and McGonigal takes care of Pena. The tying run moves to second base with 1 gone, but the Astros have had runners in scoring position and not cashed in so far tonight. Now, A.J. Hinch typically reserves intentional walks for Jose Ramirez. In this case, Framber will face Yordan Alvarez. It's a 1-0 game. You don't want to stack the bases with Christian Walker next, but you also don't need to feed him.
No. So he already hit a hard line drive to right field. Just missed one to left, hit a moonshot to left field, fly ball out. Be smart.
Ground ball up the middle, trickling to short. McKinstry steadies himself for out number 2. Delgado to third.
Early in ball games, you want to stay away from you want to stay away from crooked numbers if you can. The more base runners you allow, but with a guy like Yordan Alvarez, like, he can change a game as quick as anybody. He literally leads the league in home runs.
You got 24 of them. And if that's the same situation and it's the 9th inning, there is no way he hits.
No.
In a 1-run game.
Unless you, maybe if you had like, no, not even then. Well, maybe, no.
Thanks for joining us here on Detroit Sportsnet for a new program. Andy talks to himself.
Yeah, no. He's just a tough at bat. He hits every pitch type. He can hit balls that are in the zone, even a little off the plate, with authority.
To him. That one flutters in for a strike, a curveball, and a challenge coming.
Walker's sick of 2-0 pitches that are curveballs that maybe not strikes. He's going to go ahead and try his luck on this one.
He may be sick of having challenges, and that's exactly what. Oh man!
Call confirmed. Houston has no more challenges remaining.
This life I live. He's literally seen like 3 pitches over the plate, maybe 2 so far from yesterday and today.
If anybody's living the life of Peanuts night with the rain cloud over only his head, it's Christian Walker to this point, though he's gotten on base in the series. He walked yesterday. He singled in the first inning today, so he's dealt with the adversity and confusion pretty well, considering.
He's a pro. He's been around. He takes good at bats. Doesn't mean it's not frustrating in the moment.
Got a 3-1 count here. Delgado at third after a leadoff single. And Walker shoots it foul to the upper deck on the right side. Two is down. It's ball 4. Walker is on, and now you have a guy in Paredes who, though he hasn't put up big average numbers recently, pretty much all of his hits in the last 3 weeks have been extra base hits.
Yeah, he's looking to do damage on the pull side. Got the big leg kick, crowds the plate, steps in the bucket, hit a double off the left field wall earlier in the ball game. Now we're going to get a little team meeting out there. Guys just going to come together and have a quick talk amongst themselves. Dingler's got a game plan. Everybody's on the same page. Here we go. Biggest at bat of the ball game right about now.
Paredes this year has slugged .518 on fastballs. If you combine his slugging on off-speed and breaking balls, it's .517 combined. Now that sinker is a different animal, but that's the scout most teams have used to this point. First pitch is a curveball. Against the sinker specifically, Paredes is slugging .638. 3 of his home runs of the 10 and 3 of his 13 doubles now have come on the sinker. That's a changeup. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So pretty clearly, this publicly available information is also privately available to the Tigers. 2-0. Paredes takes one that gets away from Dingler and ties the game. You just don't see that happen to Dylan Dingler, and it brings home Delgado. He can't believe it.
Yeah, it's a tough one here for Dingler to swallow it. Caught him in the 5-hole. He thought for sure that glove was going to get down in time. You see him turn it over, and it just clips off the pocket, off that top webbing.
It ties the game. It moves Walker to second, and that sinker is in for a strike. It's 3-1 on Paredes. That's a tough call for the official scorer, honestly. It looked like it might have not hit the ground. They're going to call it a pass ball.
Yeah.
(3-1). Paredes takes outside. It's ball 4. It's back-to-back walks to bring up Altuve. So now you're in a situation where you're struggling to throw strikes, and you have one of the most demanding first pitch hitters in the league walking into the box.
See how he attacks him first pitch. You know he's going to want to throw a strike. He can't afford to keep falling behind hitters.
We got a pitch timer violation to start the at bat. Frommer's looking in at Altuve.
Yeah, Frommer's trying to get the read. Oh, he was saying new ball time.
PitchCom picking any reason to call time. He didn't get it, so it's 1-0, and Altuve scorches this ball foul on the right field line.
That's what you hope for, though. 1-0, you have to come at him. Very aggressive hitter. Get a foul ball right back into the bat. Take a deep moment of embrace while you're on the mound.
Against a guy you shared a clubhouse with for 8 seasons. Altuve, 2 on, 1-1. Dragged foul, third base side, 1-2. Runs are a scarce resource tonight here in Houston. 1-2 for Altuve. He takes a ball and a challenge from Dingler.
The catcher is challenging to call the ball.
Does he have him? Is it strike 3? We'll find out. Dillon went immediately to challenge. It is strike 3, inning
Ball
over.
is overturned. Strike 3. Detroit has 2 challenges.
Dillon Dingler, challenge beast. He gave up the run on the pass ball. He gets Frommer off the mound. We're tied at 1.
Had the pleasure of making my way up to the train here at the park earlier today with the conductor, the one and only Bobby Dynamite that you see right there at the helm. Had to sign a waiver beforehand in order to go up there and meet with Bobby. And interesting story, because he was actually an intern here back in 2000 when the stadium opened, to the point where he was one of only the willing guys to go up there. And so now he naturally turned that into a job now for 26 years. And he's been almost a couple of close calls when it comes to balls hit up there. Mark McGwire back in the day hit one that nearly got him. Shea Langoliers even more recently hit one that almost got him. And then Ricky Weeks apparently hit one that went off of his forearm when he was trying to catch it. But, you know, Bobby Dynamite, the name actually stems from, you guys mentioned before, Napoleon Dynamite. He does the dance before the games up there, the final scene, you know, vote for Pedro shirt. Bobby Dynamite hits that every single game. So he's a hero here. But the irony is that he's actually deathly afraid of heights, which makes no sense because he's up there every single game for the last 26 seasons.
So how does he do it if he's afraid of heights?
That's a good question. He's also, he told me he's deathly afraid of lightning because he's known 4 people who have been struck by lightning, all of which are okay. So I think that he already thinks he's living on borrowed time, so he's just happy to be there.
You guys had a long talk.
We actually...
Bobby, what?
How high is it?
Does he know?
European country.
Does he know that he's listening to the broadcast right now? It looks like, based on that, you got his attention.
It's great.
He's a tremendous guy. He is his passion for, you know, diehard Astros fan, obviously. But on the side, he's also a magazine editor for an architecture magazine here. Yeah, we chopped it up for like 30 minutes. I mean, when a guy has a name like Bobby Dynamite, you want to know more about his story.
For sure. And you're the guy to go mine him.
Yes.
For the entire story.
I am. I very much am. And he also, you know, he mentioned, so he only does, I asked him how he got the job, right? Because I'm convinced that this is probably like the best job in sports, right? Like he just does it every single, oh, there's a baseball game going on too.
No, I'm just jumping in with the play-by-play.
Yeah.
But he only does it whenever there's runs. So I'm like, what do you do during a shutout? He's like, no, I'll watch. Sometimes maybe I'll read and catch up. But he also mentioned that you see the baseballs there. So this has had a number of different names over the years, this park. Those baseballs, when it was Minute Maid, they used to be oranges, and they were beach balls. And so during day games, he told me that it would get really, really hot up there, to the point where one day 2 of the beach balls just exploded in the middle of the game due to the heat. So he's just dodging danger left and right.
Well, Bobby Dynamite, you know, he's not afraid of explosives. He embraces it.
He's also a fashion icon.
See how he never looks down? That's the answer.
I wouldn't either.
Never look down if you're afraid of heights.
You see where he is up there? I wouldn't look down. Check swing on a ball up. You know, when you look out there and you see that distance from home plate, the first thing I think of is that Albert Pujols home run off of Brad Lidge in the playoffs more than 20 years ago now. I mean, that thing looked like it was going to hit one of the windows back there.
Yeah, it's a good way to measure home runs because there's no stadium stands and left, so you can kind of measure, oh, how high or far it went. How Lee won the batting practice home run derby. He hit one onto the railroad tracks.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was an impressive shot. The fans reacted nicely to it.
Two and one to Dingler. That's in there, a strike on a curveball for Brown. 2-2. Last Tigers hit was Hao-Yu Lee in the second inning. Brown's allowed just one walk since then. Well pitched game. 1-1 tie in the sixth. 2-2. Rolled foul of third. Slider. That was a sharp slider. He hadn't thrown it a ton tonight.
No, he's mainly went curveball, but this one right here, he throws a little wrinkle in with the slider. It stays down. That's 91 mile an hour instead of the 83 mile an hour curveball. But stuff's jumping out of his hand. Fastball's good. Breaking ball's good. Changeup's been really nasty. Tigers are trying to find a way to make him work. He's up to 88 pitches.
First one here ranges up to Kerry Carpenter. And that slider, he's thrown what, 4 times all game tonight.
Saving it. Just for the right moment.
Or just the right-handers. I mean, part of that is the Tigers have stacked the lineup with so many lefties. It's Dingler, Torque, and Lee. Yep, the only 3 righties in the starting lineup.
Hunter Brown was taking an extra minute after missing with that fastball up. Geiner came out. I think he needs a little gas. He's been pitching his guts out there. This is after coming off of injury. First outing back. See the strikeouts on the 4-seam. 4 of them. That pitch has been electric. But there's no way he hasn't extended this far in any of his outings in the minor leagues.
No.
He's almost to 90 pitches. This is the gut check time for Hunter Brown and for the Tigers to see, can he finish this outing up? They're starting to get some activity in the bullpen now.
It's Stephen Okert, who came in for a pair of strikeouts yesterday. He might be for Riley Green if Carpenter reaches, and Kerry fillets that foul to the left side. 2-1. Bases cleared, 2 gone. That looked weird out of hand. A curveball that missed.
It looks like he's out of gas. So this could be an opportunity. If he lays one over the middle for Kerry, Kerry can hit it out. He's trying to dig deep right now.
3-1 from Brown. That's a 1-hopper, and they might get him out of here after that. It's a 5-pitch walk. We'll see. Yeah, here he comes.
Yeah, he was looking in the dugout.
Stephen Okert's going to come in. Riley Green will get another look at him when we come back. Carpenter at first, 2 down in the 6th after this.
Today.
Time of the call, Sam Best call. Stephen Okert came into the ballgame to face Jahmai Jones. He got him down and away, and then Riley Green came up to the plate and saw 4 consecutive sliders, one of which was a strike. And that's the lay of the land that Riley will walk up with in his mind as our Wallside Windows pitching change brings Okert back on this Tuesday night.
You would imagine Riley's thinking slider. Now Okert's slider is elite. It's a big time swing and miss pitch for him. You got to get that ball up. It's all about where the slider starts when a guy's got a good one. If it starts down, you got to leave it alone.
The first one was a strike. It was a middle strike last night. The rest of them were away from his body, as the first one here is pretty much the same type of idea.
Yep. And it shows how good that pitch is. That left to right movement is intense.
Oh, 1. Riley hits it sky high. First fastball he's seen in 2 nights, and Okert got it by him enough to pop him out to retire the side. 1-1, bottom 6. Head to Comerica Park July 7th and July 8th to get the hot giveaway of the season. First through the gates on both days, receive back-to-back Scooble bobbleheads presented by Meyer. Get your tickets now at tigers.com/giveaways. That's a good get. Back-to-back Scooble bobbleheads, the 7th and the 8th at Comerica Park, as Framber Valdez throws a first pitch in for a strike. We have basically a World Cup soccer match that's broken out here in Houston. Sort of a Scooble-like performance from Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez in a 1-1 tie in what's the equivalent of like the 70th minute here in Houston, where they're hosting a handful of those matches. You ran into Curtis Granderson right the other day?
Yeah, we did. We got in early after the game in Cleveland. Got canceled because of rain, and then we flew in, had dinner, and I looked over to my right. I didn't even know he was in town, and I said, hey Curtis, how you doing?
You just happen to be eating at the same place. McGonigal from third, and tag is on again. Torque tracks down Diaz. The story so far, other than Curtis Granderson, is the pitchers. Framber Valdez, Hunter Brown so far tonight, allowing just 1 run each, and Framber's was unearned.
Masterful stuff. Framber staying down in the zone, and then Hunter Brown using that fastball, changeup, curveball combo, and mixed in that slider to Dingler. But he pitched his tail off. You could tell in that last inning he was laboring, trying to get through it, coming back off injury. Electric stuff. Framber is hitting his spots, trying to work the ball down in the zone. It's as good as we've seen him keep it down. That's limited the damage by the Houston Astros today.
The one time he missed off, he threw a changeup and it ended up in left field. It was Jeremy Pena on an elevated changeup that was in. That's skewered to left, a sinker to Cam Smith, who does have speed. He's 8 for 9 in stolen bases, and he is on with 1 away. If you were to line up the fastest Astros, he would be at the head of the class.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. And against Framber, who hasn't been great at holding runners on in his career, you would imagine Houston could potentially take a chance at it in the bottom of the order here. Just try to get a guy in scoring position.
Smith at first. Matthews, the 24-year-old, watches as Framber throws to first. Now this is at points in Framber's career, it is something of an Achilles heel, runner control. And the Astros know that as well as anybody. Smith started and didn't go.
Got to figure out a way to vary your times and looks. Over to first. That's the best way to control runners in today's game. Just don't get in a pattern where you come set, hold for 2 seconds and go.
Quickly that time, and a foul ball from Matthews, 1-2.
He has been better this year, and at times you can tell it's been an emphasis for Fromber, working on that part of his game. But you also don't want to get distracted against the bottom of the order and throw a pitch that you wish you could have back.
Smith runs, ground ball to shortstop, and they won't get the out at second, but eventually they string it along for Matthews at first. It goes 6-4-3 on the out at first base, but because Smith was on the move, there's no double play.
Goes on the pitch. The ball was a routine double play, but because Cam Smith was off on delivery, makes it to second. Good job by how you lead a stick with the play and get it over to first base to get the out.
They're going to let Delgado hit. He hit it well last time up. That was in the 5th. He singled to first, and he'll chop this here. McKinstry gets around it, gloves it, and throws it, and the inning is over. Fromber Valdez is through 6 in his former home. We're tied at 1 in Houston.
Who is win?
Fromber Valdez gets a hug from his current and former manager. But the real important one there was the high five from Dan Ross.
For sure.
The greatest clubhouse manager and do everything guy in Major League Baseball. Our wall side windows pitching change is Enyel De Los Santos, who's on his 8th Major League team. Right-hander for hire, faces Torque at a first pitch, strike 1 on a slider.
You'll see him use that slider and four seam to the righties. He prefers the changeup to the left-handed hitters as his secondary option.
That went into the dugout. 0-2 for Torque.
The slider's given up a couple long balls.
He buzzed a fastball by him. There's one away, and we get this message from Rally House, Michigan.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
The homers you're talking about that De Los Santos has given up, one to Zach Neto in a 3-3 tie 8 days ago against the Angels, and then one much earlier in the year against Hunter Goodman, who's been one of the breakout stars for a Colorado team that has struggled to total wins.
Yeah.
But he's going to be an all-star this year. Oh, 0-1 to Wencel Perez. And he chases one of those changeups.
That's one of his pitches, his best pitch by the numbers against lefties. It just drops off the zone. 8 mile an hour slower than the heater. You like that? I like that range, unless it's got some crazy properties. 8 to 10 miles an hour with the same arm action is usually pretty good.
Fly ball left field. Yordan Alvarez makes the catch. We were in range of an immaculate inning. It was 5 straight strikes and 0-2 there, but Perez makes contact. Yesterday was the anniversary of 2 Astros having an immaculate inning in the same game.
No kidding.
Yeah, so it was immaculate inning week. Thought maybe, just maybe, that was about to happen here. Zach McKinstry clips that foul, strike 1. This ballpark, the way it plays, you don't often find yourself in a game where 2 runs are the whole story into the 7th inning.
It shows how good the starting pitching was today.
Brown and Valdez dueled all night. Now it's up to the bullpens.
And the big inning for Fromber was at the 3rd. He had 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Couple punch outs, ground ball. Left him stranded.
Fly ball left field. Alvarez is back. Alvarez to the track, and he is there to make the catch. We'll see if it's Kader Montero coming in the bottom of the 7th. It is the Figer Law 7th inning stretch. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows, and by your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers. Nightfall in Houston. We're tied at 1, and they give us snacks to throw to the fans in the 7th inning stretch from our perch. We just make friends with people.
I was trying to get it down to that kid down there.
And that's the message.
Please toss them lightly, because last year,
notably,
Jason threw the hardest cutter, a Mariano Rivera type cutter.
We're breaking bats.
Yeah.
And noses possibly as well. So that's the story so far of waiver signing. Our Wallside Windows pitching changes. Kader Montero, who's been phenomenal in the rotation. This is his first major league relief appearance since the 11th and 12th innings of Game 5 of the ALDS in Seattle last year, when he was truly superb to try to string that game along for a Tigers run late. That didn't happen, but he was fantastic in that role. He throws ball 1 to the top of the order, and Jeremy Pena, who is squeezed off the plate with his sinker, 2-0. Got a strike. Just nipped the corner, the southwest corner of the zone.
Trying to decide if he's going to throw another fastball.
Oh my, that curveball was its own ballet recital.
See, Pena was selling out for curveball. He took time because he's trying to decide, is he going to throw 3 in a row? Maybe he's worried about walking me. And he wanted to do damage on the pull side. Good pitch call, good execution.
Oh, a 2-2 curveball stayed over the plate that time. You said it, Andy. You can call the right pitch, but if you don't execute, you're going to get a different result. That is piece of evidence number 1.
For sure. And Pena leveled his approach up a little bit. He said, okay, he's maybe going to throw me a breaking ball here. Let me hit the ball back through the middle. But you see how he stays on it and goes down and gets it, as opposed to the first one where he was a little more sold out on the pull side. Those are in-game, in-at-bat adjustments by hitters that you see at the big league level.
Tough spot here. Yordan Alvarez looks at a strike. Alvarez, coming into this at bat, had only seen 5 pitches tonight in 3 trips to the plate.
They went to go throw that ball inside. Leaked a little bit, but Alvarez was late. There's one thing we've seen from Kader Montero. He's not shy about getting after it, throwing the ball over the plate.
He looks at first. Pena's over there. 0-2, jammed him to high heaven. Ground ball to second base, and Lee throws out Alvarez.
That's just confidence in your stuff right there. Knowing that it's a big moment. This is a guy who can change the scoreboard with a swing. Look at the location. If you're going to go in on the big guy, get it in there, and Kader does just that.
What a great pitch, Andy.
Yeah. After you go backdoor slider away, then you challenge him with a heater. If he doesn't swing at that, they're going to set him up for something softer away after.
Now Walker takes the ball low. Tied at 1. The Tigers got their run in the 2nd on a Hao-Yu Lee RBI. In the 5th, the Astros balanced the score on a pass ball. The 1-0 for Walker. On the ground to third. McGonigal slings it to first. 2 down. Pena to third.
Cater was called upon, first relief appearance since his postseason appearance, to get the meat of this Houston Astros order out to keep it to a 1-run ball game. Runner at third, 2 outs. Paredes coming up. Can he seal the deal? Can he finish it off in this inning right here to get through the toughest part of this order?
Against a guy who often will take a strike. Paredes is not a very aggressive first pitch hitter. And they use that.
Good scouting report. A+ on the scouting report.
Even with that, he has 10 homers and 13 doubles. So late in counts, he can be a terror. As that is a high fly ball to the rafters left side. And that is arching foul. 2 strikes.
Did that go through the rafters?
It looked like it was gonna.
That ball was hit a mile high.
I mean, this is not Tropicana Field. This is not those rings dangling down from the ceiling. It is way up there.
Yeah, looked like it went through the wickets up between a couple of those.
Can you get him to chase on 0-2? Paredes against Montero. He wouldn't that time.
It's a perfect pitch. 0-2, see if you can get Chase away. Dylan Dingler does a nice job smothering it. You got another pitch to work with here. To see if you can get a little chase, get a little swing and miss.
Ball and 2 strikes. He didn't that time either. A roving sinker, 2-2.
Brady's going to take some time to think about it right here. You got the 2-2 count. He knows at some point he's going to want to come at him.
He's only seen 1 slider, 3 sinkers, 1 slider so far. It's a changeup. It's a right-on-right changeup that he throws 3% of the time. That's a 3 out of 100 shot that you're going to get that pitch in that situation, and Paredes fouled it off. He's not seen the curveball that Pena got the hit against. Swing and a miss on a fastball. He blitzed him, Andy.
97 coming out of the hand. Played around with a little changeup right before this, and then goes high heat to get out of the inning.
So Bet 365 odds update. It's on how you leave for the over-under on 1.5 hits in this game. And he faces King, who for his career has been a reverse splits character. Our wall side windows pitching change goes to King, who against right-handers throws a ton of fastballs, but he gets righties out at a better clip than lefties for his entire career. This to left field from Hao-Yu Lee, and that's a fair baseball. He didn't get this righty out. It's a leadoff double for Lee in the 8th.
Attacked him with sweepers. He's a big 4-seam up in the zone guy. Lee gets a sweeper down and in. Turns on it. That's a great job keeping that ball fair. That's an easy pitch to pull foul. So a little leadoff double. Matt Vierling will come up. We're gonna have a little conversation here. Vierling's natural approach is to hit the ball the other way. Now, when you got a guy that's got a good 4-seam that likes to throw it up in the zone, you have to get bat to ball. You don't want to find yourself coming up in this at bat. First pitch, foul ball, second pitch, foul ball, something like that. You get to the 0-2 count. You have to be ready with your plan to attack early to the desired location with the intent that you want to hit it. If you want to cover the ball, hit it to the right side. The corner infielders are coming way in. for a potential bunt.
Vierling bounces at second base, exactly as you said. It's a fake throw from second to third for Altuve. He throws out Vierling, but Lee to third, and Matt Vierling did exactly what you want at the very least.
That's a quality at bat for Matt Vierling. Coming in off the bench, you know a guy's got an elite four seam that he throws up in the zone. Righties have really struggled to hit it. Go ahead and cover the pitch. Get your job done. We've seen the Tigers in those similar situations foul a few off, get to 0-2, and you punch out. Now you get Kevin McGonigal.
So the question is, can he get swing and miss from McGonigal? He loves that fastball to the upper rail against left-handed hitters, and he starts there with Kevin, who with the infield in has a lot of angles he can play here. Outside a sweeper, 2 balls, no strikes. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. You see what he's done against left-handers with that fastball. Strikeouts up top. It's where he started McGonigal, but now Kevin at 2-0 can be choosy here, and he takes ball 3. That fastball up is only delectable if you're behind in the count.
Right.
Ball 4.
Again, ball 4. Now he's got to face the righty and Dingler. So they gave McGonigal nothing to hit. They've been throwing Dingler a lot of fastballs in, trying to jam him. So you'll see Pena play in. The middle will probably play for double play depth. The corners will still be adjusted. In case they get a soft one, they can come in and get a play at the plate, but they're thinking double play here. Dingler's got to try to elevate a pitch, get it up in the air. Don't swing at anything that's going to rush you. If they're going to try to jam you, make sure it's a strike over the plate. Get it out away from your body a little bit.
If you do get jammed, though, Delgado is playing pretty far back at third.
Yeah.
For the possible double play. I mean, just a little squibber could get you that run with Lee over at third.
So something out over the plate.
First one scorched to center field. Matthews is on it. He makes the catch. Here comes Lee. The throw is cut off, and the Tigers take the lead in the 8th. Vierling gets him over. Dingler gets him in. 2-1 Tigers.
That's executing baseball all the way around by all players who have held a bat in their hand today. Dingler got something out over the plate that he could handle. Gets the fly ball to center. Nice little softish fly ball to center field to score the run. McGonigal was patient. Didn't swing out of the zone. Leadoff double from Lee, and a great job by Matt Vierling to move the runner from second to third, understanding the assignment. And that's how you win close games.
Yeah.
You execute. You get a leadoff double, you get them over, you get them in. But it takes stringing those at bats together with the right approach and the right plan. That gets me fired up.
I know, I can hear it in your voice. Lee, a great night. He's driven in a run, he scored the other run, and now Jahmai Jones will hit for Kerry Carpenter.
A guy that likes to throw the fastball. This is a better matchup for Jahmai. Jahmai can hit the fastball well. They've been throwing a ton of breaking balls.
There's a sweeper. 0-2 on Jahmai Jones. He got in on him. Jones pops it up. Back of second. Altuve makes the catch, but the Tigers strike in the 8th on a sac fly from Dylan Dingler. 2-1 Tigers. Well. It's a 2-1 score. Bottom of the 8th. The Tigers have taken the lead, and if you go 6 up, 6 down, I'm just saying, you don't have to face Yordan Alvarez until tomorrow.
That would be ideal. Guy is not a guy you like to see late in innings in tight ball games when he's on the opposing side.
Altuve takes a strike, 0-1. Matt Vierling stays in the game to play center after he hit for Outman. It's a ball and a strike from Montero. End of the bat foul, 1-2 on Altuve. One-two for him leading off the eighth, and he takes strike three. He took a fastball basically down the middle that banked in there and went away.
Cater doesn't play games when he's on the mound. He comes right at guys. The 2-strike count. Altuve thinking something soft. Great pitch call. Good aggressiveness by Cater.
He's feeling real good this year. I mean, his growth, we've talked about it before, but now to be thrust into a spot out of the bullpen because of the roster crunch in the starting rotation, and to come out and do what he's done to this point in this game in a tight late game situation without any bother.
Yeah, no, this has not been the role he's filled at all this year. And he's coming out showing his competitiveness. That's one of the great assets that we love about Cater Montero. He is a competitive guy and a bulldog on the mound.
That's a base hit on a fastball to right. Diaz is on, and we get a message from Figer Law.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win.
That was a ball, Andy. That was a ball off the plate.
Yeah.
And Diaz went and got himself a base hit. Strike one to Cam Smith. Tigers took the lead on a sac fly from Dylan Dingler in the top of the eighth. 0-1. Inside, almost caught him on one of those fingers. It's 1-1. Glance at first on Diaz. And a ball low. It's a changeup right on right. 2-1 for Cam Smith. The bottom of the order for the Astros, Matthews and Delgado to follow. They do have a couple lefties on the bench, Taylor Trammell and Joey Loperfido. Who couldn't fire on a slider. 2-2. Cater just totally handcuffed him. Deep breath and a nod. Diaz at first, 2-2. Fought that sinker off, foul.
Good execution right there. He's thrown to both sides of the plate well tonight. Generally speaking, when they go hard in like that, they're going to want to spin something away.
Two and two, see where he goes. Yep, it was a slider and he overcooked it. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Smith.
Got to come to him. Will Vest warming up. That's a big pitch here. Kincaid get in the zone with something effective enough to get an out.
Diaz at first. 3-2 is a chopper to third base. McGonigal bobbles it. Wow.
You know, he knew the speed of the runner at first, so he thought he might have a shot at second. He would have tried to get the lead runner, is what you want to do in that situation. But he ends up with not a great angle. He had to come in on the baseball hard. And you see as he comes around, it just pops out of his hand.
That's one of those, you appreciate the competitiveness, but the out was at first base.
Yeah, he's trying to make a play. You know, if there's a faster runner at first, he doesn't even try it.
You're right.
He knows the runner. Yainer Diaz isn't fleet of foot.
And he wasn't going on the pitch.
No, so he figures, I can get the lead runner here. But he had to be quick with it to get him at second. It just popped out of the hand.
So local product Will Vest will come in for Kader Montero. Matthews, the scheduled hitter, when we come back.
Good.
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Figer Law. All we do is win. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Comerica Bank, trusted banking for 175 years. And by your local Toyota dealer. For all Toyota offers, visit Toyota.com. Changes both ways. Will Vest is out of the bullpen. Our Woolside Windows pitching change, who had at least a dozen family members who he left tickets for, and then dozens of others last night being from down the road here in the Houston region. And he's going to face a pinch hitter, Joey Loperfido, coming on to hit in the 8th spot for Matthews. They got him in the deal for Jesus Sanchez in the offseason. He was traded at the deadline in 2024 in the Yusei Kikuchi deal with the Blue Jays. He got back here to Houston. He boomeranged in the deal for Sanchez, originally drafted by Houston, and now he's on a return pass in a big spot for the Astros against Vest.
You see the 2 sliders and a changeup. Loperfido has been a better fastball hitter so far this year than breaking ball or off speed.
Two-one, coats the outside corner, and the Houston Astros have no challenges left, even if they wanted to, but that might have nicked it.
Might have. Loperfido wanted to challenge, but they ran out.
Two-two.
Nice job by Dingler. Knock it down. Bat it down. Don't let the runners advance. Cool. Backhand glove save right here. Knock it down.
A little bit surprised they haven't run for Yainer Diaz here as the runner at second base in a 2-1 game. 3-2. That's outside. It's ball 4. Now Diaz is 90 feet away from tying the game. It's a walk for Vest. And Delgado, the hitter. In his major league career, Reynald Delgado is 2 for 6. He's got a ground ball up the middle, second base. Lee can't flag it down, and the Astros are going to take the lead. Reynald Delgado, on his 3rd major league hit, gives the Astros a 3-2 advantage in the 8th.
Delgado ready to swing the bat right out the gate. Hits a ground ball back through the box in the vacancy of the infield. What could have been an inning-ending double play turns into a base hit and 2 RBIs. Snug it through there.
You've said a number of times when the Tigers play clean defense, they're much more likely to win this year. A pass ball and an error have contributed to the 3 Astros runs tonight from 2 guys that you just wouldn't expect to wobble. Dylan Dingler behind the plate, Kevin McGonigal at third base. They have been 2 of the reasons the Tigers have stayed somewhat buoyant this year. It's a ground ball to shortstop. It's McKinstry. It's Lee. That is a double play. It'll be a 1-run game to the 9th. What a turn by Hao-Yu Lee. As McKinstry started it, we'll see if the Astros want a replay review.
You would imagine
Houston
they'll
is
challenge
challenging
it
the outcall at
regardless.
first base.
Because this is a run.
Yes.
If it's close at all, Houston's challenging.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. It's a close play over at first, and it is, oh boy. The call was out. So
Right.
you'd have to have definitive, clear and convincing evidence.
Is the foot on the bag before it goes in? It's one of those. You know what the home crowd thinks.
They thought that even without the replay. But now with the replay that they're seeing as we're seeing it live.
Oh, his toe might have got in there.
That's super close.
I mean, it's inches at most. I mean, does it count if one of the cleats is touching the bag? Or does it have to be the sole of the shoe?
No, it's just any part of the body touching the base.
Then a cleat would count?
Yes.
A spike? You can see that front spike up in action.
That's
what an effort. What an effort by McKinstry and Hao-Yu Lee to get it to this point.
I truly can tell you, I don't know.
Yeah, me either. Did you think it was even going to be a play?
No.
I thought they were just maybe going to get the guy at second. Hao-Yu Lee brought it back across.
I think if I were calling it based on this, without the burden of proof, I'd say he was safe. But you'd need to have enough to overturn the out call. And I don't know that they get there with what we've seen so far. And we've had a bunch of good looks from our truck. It is really tough. This is one of those where it feels like with how long it's taking, the call standing is likely.
Huh?
I don't know either.
They're having the same struggle we're having right now.
Yeah.
Like, is it not? Maybe. But what if?
It's either a double play or it's 4-2.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe.
AJ's going to go back to the bullpen here.
Will Vest comes out of the ball game. Yordan Alvarez will come to the plate. 4-2 Houston.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
6 innings for Framber Valdez. No earned runs, but the lead is gone, and Drew Summers is in. Our Wolfside Windows pitching change. He'll go left on left with Yordan Alvarez here in the 8th. Jeremy Pena at first. Alvarez takes a pass at the first pitch and rolls out to McKinstry. 6-3 on the ground ball, and the Tigers will have to find a couple of runs in those bats when we return to Houston next.
Big dream.
The Astros entered play today 8 under 500, in part because Josh Hader was out with biceps tendonitis for the first couple of months of this season. But since he's returned 15 days ago, he's gone 5 great innings. Our Wolfside Windows pitching change and StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. We normally show strikeouts and hits side by side, but there's no reason for the split screen because he hasn't allowed a hit this year.
Yeah, in 5 innings of work. He's a tough guy. It's Josh Hader. Good sinker, good slider. See where he likes to finish the hitters off with the sinker. Started out there, then likes to go up and in on the lefty, up and away to the righty.
Now, the good news is our CNL Ward on deck hitter, Spencer Torkelson, righties do have a walk against him. So the only base runner against Hader so far this season upon his return to the roster was a walk from a right-hander. And those 2 lethal pitches to start this at bat are Exhibit A and B. 0-2 was a tester.
You see how the fastball jumps out of his hand. Got that 3/4 arm slot. Comes across his body.
Hard hit, right side, base knock. First hit allowed by Hader this year is Riley Green.
Got him a fastball over the middle of the plate. Smoked it. That's how you start one. Here it comes. There it goes.
Spencer Torkelson, the tying run. First one tied him up.
He was looking to jump a fastball there, going ambush mode. Slaps his bat, say easy there.
Oh, 1 is up, a ball and a strike on Torque. There hasn't really been strife for Hader in his outings so far this year. So we'll see if the Tigers can create some tension. 1-2 for Torkelson. Six-time All-Star Josh Hader. 229 career saves. 1-2. Too tall.
They want to get to that breaking ball with Torkelson. He's fared pretty well against the heater, against lefties. Breaking ball's been the pitch he's been weakest on.
Inside out job.
Hit it on the cup of the bat. Get to the next pitch. Make him work a little bit.
Two. Fly ball, first base side. And what play! Paredes snatches that out of the air. Somehow, some way, he circled around it for out number 1.
Then just throw your glove at it and hope it lands in it. You see he's looking not over his shoulder. Can't afford to do that. Makes a last minute adjustment. Sometimes you take a stab at it and you find it. What a play.
Brilliant effort. With some fortune for the former Tiger Paredes. And Wencel Perez going to have to hunker down after a heater at 97 visited him.
That one up, just up out of the zone is tough to get to.
Strike. Ooh, that was close. Tigers have 2 challenges. It was a strike. Oh, 2. You got a piece. Jake Rogers has a bat to hit for McKinstry if it gets there. He didn't offer. Quinn Walcott with the fluid motion of a blackjack dealer closing insurance. says the at-bat stays alive.
Insurance open. Insurance closed.
One, two. Popped up. Foul territory. Paredes again. He's over on it. He makes the catch.
Fastball up is tough to get to. See what makes him so effective. Elite fastball.
It's Jake Rogers who's going to bat here for Zach McKinstry. The other two players on the bench for A.J. Hinch are Gleyber Torres and Colt Keith. Colt was scratched from the lineup with wrist soreness today. Gleyber Torres left with an apparent side injury yesterday. They're both active today, but likely, very likely not available.
Right.
So it's Texan Jake Rogers, Canyon High School's own.
Can he clip one? Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes, it would.
One little lift and separate. Makes things feel oh so much better.
Reject his swing and strike one no matter what. Originally an Astros draft pick in the 3rd round 10 years ago, Jake Rogers. 2 strikes on Raj. On the day that we found out Justin Verlander is going to throw on Sunday, it's a guy who was once involved in a Justin Verlander trade. At the bat in the top of the 9th. He takes ball 1. One, two. Rogers swings through a slider, and the Astros have evened the series 1 game apiece. Houston scores 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th to win.
2 great starting performances from Framber Valdez and Hunter Brown. And we talked about it a lot yesterday. You got to keep scoring runs in this ballpark. This Houston offense has some danger in it. Tigers couldn't navigate the last couple innings of the ball game.
Yeah, look, this ballpark has lived this life for a long time for the Houston Astros, especially when they've been a postseason team and they're trying to claw back there. The Tigers are 2. Houston wins 4-2. Logan Reaver will have Cure Auto postgame following this timeout. For Denny Blunt, our esteemed producer, Andrew Blaustein, our also esteemed director, and our entire crew, Logan and Andy and Jason, saying farewell. 4-2. Astros beat the Tigers. Cure Auto postgame with Logan and Andy next.